Hi, Mr. Chairman. My name is Scott Sogard. I am a hospitality, from a cook to a restaurant owner and a restaurant broker. So I do I wear many hats in the hospitality industry. And what I've noticed in my last 45 years in the hospitality industry is its costs have gone up. It's just, I look at a lot of P&Ls. And as a restaurant broker, I see the tax returns that I'd be surprised if any, even if there's CPAs in the room, I see more tax returns than anyone in this room. And in selling restaurants, what I see is the pain from the sellers, specifically in Rhode Island. I'm licensed in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Florida. Now, the occupancy costs are higher in Florida, but there's more money in Massachusetts. So here we are in Rhode Island. And I've been selling restaurants here for 15 years, and I still consult these restaurants. And I just see the pain from the sellers. I see these people trying to retire, and there's no way they can get out. So they come to me, they want me to sell their business. I look at it, they've worked themselves to the death, and now they're trying to get financed. They can't get financed. And what's happened is, over the past number of years, it used to be 85% of restaurant income was cash. So you had dollar bills. 15% was credit card. Now what it is 85 to 90% debit credit card. Now, that's fine for tracking, and it's great the federal government's getting all that extra money. But what it does is, to the restaurant operator, that's an extra 2.5 if you're high volume, as Panera Bread is. Or if you're a small operator, you're paying 3% of that 85% that you were never paying 15 years ago. So what's happened over time is we're seeing the slowly shrinking EBITDA. And I'm sitting there with the tax returns, and I'm looking at the client's profit and loss statement, and there's just nothing there. And they'll never tell you about it, because restaurant owners are they're confidential. People in this room, none of you know me. I sell all the places, and you all eat at them, and you all toast wine. And when you're doing that, you're toasting wine with a server that's come over and served you, that, by the way, that night she's making $200 or $300 a night. And now we're talking about taking the small margin that's left and pay the highest paid people in the hospitality industry, and you're going to give them all a raise to $15. It's just, that's what has gotten me here. I'm not a lobbyist, and I'm not in the game like a lot of people are in this room. I just look around and I see how completely crazy this is to now micromanage the industry. We call ourselves the ocean state. What do people do when they come here? They go to the beach, and they have boats in Newport. And now we're going to tell the people that have the boats in Newport, oh, by the way, you can't get that Okie Chardonnay. And if you do, you better go up to a counter, have a ticket, and you'll get it there. Because that's where we're headed. We're going to kill the golden goose in this state by just over-leveraging. The margins are so thin. You heard it, 3%. Well, 3%. We just lost 3% on 85% of our sales just with the debit credit card. So there's nothing left. When people say, oh, geez, I feel bad for this and feel bad, I feel bad for all the stories that I've heard tonight. But you don't see the tax returns. You don't see the silent death of these sellers that are trying to get out of the business, trying to retire like they deserve. They can't get SBA financing. They just are non-bankable. So, and then you take our beaches. What are we known for? Beaches. We've lost our manufacturing. I mean, nobody's making jewelry here anymore. What do we make? We make fish tacos. That's what we make here today. We make margaritas and fish tacos, and we do it well here. And everybody in here, when you're finished tonight, a lot of people will be going there, and you'll be served by a server. That server is likely a college professor. Well, I had a restaurant on the Cape for 18 years. And who were my workers? College professors, college workers. These are the smartest people wanting to be servers, and now all of a sudden you're going to give them a raise. Do you see their tax returns? Do you know what's going on? Employers cannot afford that. Let the full-service restaurants survive here. The entire state is going to be Taco Bell and quick serve. We're going to lose our full-service restaurants, and I think I'm seeing it on the front lines of this. And it's just, I have one client, guy opened a tavern, and I don't say names of the tavern, but in the first 100 days, I looked at the profit and loss statement, and just like the president, the first 100 days, I checked out the profit and loss statement. Between payroll taxes and sales tax, this particular small little tavern with a number of great microbrews, a bunch of which are brewed locally, had paid $1,000 a day for the first 100 days in a combination of payroll taxes, sales tax, not including property tax, not including the $35,000 you pay for liquor liability now for dram shop insurance. So there won't be liquor licenses, there won't be servers, we used to call them waiters and waitresses. They won't exist if this tipped deemed wage. And by the way, the servers that are getting paid the wage right now, if the operators don't make up that wage to minimum, if they don't make minimum wage, the operators make it back. We still pay as operators all the tips and all the taxes on those tips. They're doing very well, and I think that that's just a misguided piece of legislation. On the minimum wage, I'm a firm believer that what that will do, and I believe that the kitchen people, they work hard. They're not making the amount of money that the servers are making. They're just not making it. But they aren't doing poorly. But what will happen with the high school kids, the seniors, and the graduates that are not going off to college? What will happen from the operator standpoint, and I speak to these people, they'll cut the dish, they call them dish, they'll cut the dish hours back to the point where now instead of, the person coming in and getting 6 hours, they're going to get 5 hours because now, so they're not going to just pay people more and go on 8 hours at $15 an hour. They're going to cut it. And what'll that lead to? Less gross pay for the individual, dirtier restaurants, guaranteed. You pass this law, there are going to be dirty restaurants. I hope you increase the budget for the health department. And you'll see restaurant closures like I see them, only you don't see the tax returns. And I think it would be a shame to beat up on the independent restaurants in any restaurant. But by the time you get to 8% sales tax, 3% on credit cards, there's nothing left. And now you're going to pay the servers $15.
Thanks.
Thank you.